In this video I'll be showing you my experiences trying to get expenses and compensation from Ryanair for a delayed flight. And I'll show you what to watch out for if you're thinking about trying to claim compensation for a delayed Ryanair flight. So this all started on a flight from Seville to Edinburgh on the 21st of January 2024. By the way, I have another video about the state of the interior of this very airplane, so check that out to see the shocking state this plane is in. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. Anyway, quite a simple journey we thought as we boarded the plane, but of course the 21st of January 2024 was the night of Storm Isha. So our simple flight from Spain to Scotland, after a failed attempt at landing at Edinburgh Airport, got diverted to Cologne in Germany. And when we arrived at around 2 AM, it became quickly apparent that a lot more Ryanair planes had been diverted here too. So that meant the airport was swamped with people arriving in the middle of the night. And no Ryanair desk staff at the airport, and so the ground staff were trying their best to sort things out with the limited information they had. Still, it was chaos, and no one really knew what was going to happen next. So everyone's trying to charge their phone, and then we wait for some kind of communication. Thank God for the 24-hour supermarket in the airport though. It was a real lifesaver. At 3:45 in the morning, we get this email. It doesn't give much information, and an update will be sent via the travel assistant feature on the app, which of course didn't work. It also had the EU 261/2004 Passengers' Rights Regulations attached. And the key things here are the flight delay section and your right to compensation. So that 3 or more hours clause, we'll get back to that later. And this section about right to care where it talks about expenses. We didn't get any meal vouchers, but it does say that you will be reimbursed if you keep your receipts. So don't forget to keep your receipts, and I'll show you why in a minute. So there's no other information given until we hear through the grapevine there's a flight to Edinburgh leaving at 10 AM. But there was apparently some problems sourcing a crew, unsurprisingly, and we didn't get on board and the door shut until around 2:20 in the afternoon. Here's a picture showing that. And here we are leaving Cologne on flight radar, with the plane starting to move at 3:05. During the course of the flight we were told over the speakers that the crew on board were not in fact a Ryanair crew and that they were a Malta Air crew. So obviously they had been scrambled to help out. And they reminded us twice that we could make a claim for the delay. Anyway, an uneventful flight back, and here's us on the ground. We eventually got back home and went straight to bed and slept for like 12 hours. Next day I'm on the Ryanair claim website. I'll put a link to it in the description below for you. So I'll now take you through how you can fill in the Ryanair compensation claim form. The first one we're going to do is the expenses claim. So select expenses for type, and then the reason for my claim was flight delay. Then you need to put in the email address you used when you made the booking and the booking reference number. I've now got 2 flights here, the original one that got diverted and then the flight the next day back from Germany. If I select the original flight, I get this friendly error message. Obviously this flight did land somewhere before the 3-hour timer, but selecting the flight FR64 causes no error because it was delayed more than 3 hours. You can see here it says its departure time was meant to be 10 AM. Now fill in your personal details, the same as on the booking. This page you enter your expenses type and amount, and you have to upload a photo of your receipt. Remember I told you to keep them? And finally, bank details. Now there's an oddity here in that it doesn't accept all bank SWIFT codes. For example, my Starling bank account SWIFT code didn't work, but my Halifax account was okay. Weird, huh? Anyway, submit that and you're done for your Ryanair expenses claim. So now on to the compensation claim. Back to the same form again. This time we're selecting compensation, and then it's just the same steps as before really. And another confirmation email. Now it's time to just wait. 2 days later this email arrived from Damien. Great, they accepted liability and paid out the expenses claim. Yeah, sure, it wasn't much, but that's what I spent. Success! Still waiting for that payment to come through though at the time of recording. Anyway, back to waiting. 3 more days pass, and Teresa emailed me with this, saying that there's no compensation due, but the flight number isn't the one I'm claiming for. Remember the website wouldn't let us enter that one, and we selected FR64. And the departure airport is not Seville. So I replied stating that I am claiming for flight FR64. Teresa replied immediately with this, the departure airport corrected, but still the wrong flight number. So I replied with this, reiterating again that it's a different flight that I'm claiming for and showing Damien's earlier email paying out on the expenses due to the delayed flight. But Teresa was having none of it. So I tried to make it really clear by sending this to Teresa. And then Nothing. So that evening I went back onto the website and made a fresh claim. Again. And I'm back to waiting. Again. And that's where I'm at with this so far. Let me know in the comments below if you've had similar problems, and if I get an update, I'll post a new episode to this channel. So subscribe now for updates, but that's it for now. See ya!